What is going on, everyone? It's Scott back from CryptoCroc. Guys, I just want to thank everyone who's been commenting, subscribing, and liking our videos. You guys are awesome. Guys, I haven't made a video in the past week. I've been away. I've actually been a little bit sick, but I'm back now, and today we're going to be talking about some crypto. So let's jump right into the markets. We're seeing crypto up a little bit since its fall. Now currently sitting at 255 billion. We're seeing a little bit of green today, which is nice. Um, Bitcoin fell to about 5750 over the past 48 hours, and it's recovered since then. So a lot of technical analysis is saying that um, that is kind of the bottom, right? Because we've actually come up about $5,000 since the bottom. Um, $500, apologies. 60 to 50. So that's actually a pretty good indicator. But let's just look at really the overall picture here. If we look at Bitcoin in its entirety for the past 365 days, we see here a nice up and a nice down. And if we look at today's date, we see Bitcoin at 6247, and Bitcoin was at 6247 right around October of 2017. So what that tells us is that all of the gains that we've made since then have been completely washed out. So if you've been in Bitcoin before October, you're probably not too concerned. You're probably a long-term holder. You've seen a lot of these ups and downs, and you're just going to kind of shrug it off. However, if you bought anywhere near the peak or anywhere in the past, I want to say 90 days, it's been hell on earth. Who's kidding who? Everyone in the market right now is absolutely hurt. And really, the wrong thing you should be doing is panic selling, which is what a lot of these whales are doing. They will they will almost bump up the price 10% in a day. They'll inject like 20 billion and then they'll quickly pull it out. And it seems like they keep messing with us. And it's proven very effective because in the past, I want to say month, there's been so many dips, it's not even funny. So let's look at the last 3 months here. So we're seeing dip, dip, dip. So I count like 5 or 6 dips. Um, and here we are. Now it's recovering a little bit in the past 7 days. Look at this, all the way down to 5,800. So this is not fun. Let's hope. I was expecting the floor to be around 6,000, um, but obviously it fell a little bit below that. But look what happened here. As soon as it fell to 5,800, it pumped up instantly in a matter of minutes to 6,200. So what that tells me is there's algorithms, there's trading bots, there's stop loss indicators that people have set to buy at this level because this is a perceived level that is a good time to buy. So this is a really good indicator um, to tell us that potentially we have an ultimately a good time to buy into Bitcoin is between 5,800 and 6,000. So if you're joining the market right now, it's actually not too bad. Let's take a look over at Ethereum. Ethereum is doing similar to Bitcoin over the past 365 days. However, it hasn't actually lost as much. It's done quite, I would say, a little bit better. Not quite a lot better, but just a little bit better. We're seeing Ethereum trading today at 457, and the last time it was at 457 was right around December. So that's pretty good. However, it is uh, it is experiencing similar sell-offs when Bitcoin sells off, but typically more people are buying into Ethereum when Bitcoin is down because it's an altcoin and it happens to be the biggest altcoin next to Bitcoin. However, if you look at this mammoth number, we have now grown to almost 42% Bitcoin dominance. This is just absolutely massive. And almost every single article I read lately, there's been banks jumping into crypto, the governments, various governments are getting into crypto. So these are all positive signs. And when these companies get into crypto, they're investing billions of dollars to get into it. So they're not going to do it for the short term. They're obviously investing for the long term. So you almost have to perceive that as getting in before, the bull run, right? Not saying that it's going to happen. This could be just like in 2004, 2005, when Bitcoin was in a lull for like almost 1 year. Lots of news outlets were basically saying Bitcoin's dead. And as you know, we've had over 200 Bitcoin funerals. So if you're a long-term holder in Bitcoin, you kind of just shrug it off at this point. But guys, that is kind of an overview. I do want to talk about a couple articles here today, and one of them is Tether. So Tether is a very interesting coin. Tether is a rank 11 coin, and if you look at this, Tether is now slated to move into rank 10, right above Tron, potentially even right over IOTA, to maybe even rank 9. All it needs is another 100 million, and they've already injected 250 million by essentially buying more Tether. There's going to be more Tether released to the market, and Tether actually came out the past couple days basically saying that a company audited their funds, they're all legit, they're 1-to-1, they actually have more than 1-to-1. And that actually made a lot of people feel better. A lot of people were making accusations that Tether was kind of just like printing money out of thin air, but it is actually backed. So that's pretty awesome. And Charlie Lee here from Litecoin made a post saying, generally this has been a precursor of price going up. Tether gets printed when people deposit US dollars and get USDT back. This USDT will then be used to buy crypto. This is similar to someone depositing 250 million to exchanges. And then he goes on to say, do your own research. So this is pretty awesome. As you guys know, Tether is a stable coin. So when the market is going, typically when it's going down, people rush into Tether. And then when the market goes back up, they can pull their money out without having to wait for transaction fees, transaction times, bank deposits, all that kind of stuff. So a lot of people have been kind of using Tether as a safe haven, and we could potentially see it break into that rank 10, rank 9. I want to say even as close as 1 week from now. So that's pretty awesome. And if we look here at crypto, the CoinMarketCap crypto for Tether, look at this massive gain here for Tether. Back in June, Tether had a market cap of $318 million. I don't know why I said June. Let's go to that same date, November. November 9, 2017. Last year, just over 8 months ago, Tether was at $500 million. It has now gone up fivefold to 2.7 billion. And that is just so massive. Like, look at this huge surge in market cap. Now, obviously, holding Tether doesn't necessarily net you gains or losses, but it protects you from market volatility. So you can actually hedge your bet if you're maybe going on holidays, or if you're not really feeling like getting into the market when it's down on such a rough day. You can just jump into Tether. Now, this is the interesting part that I want to talk to you guys about. And it talks about where Tether is trading the most. And it's actually coming from Ethereum, of all places. So Bitcoin to Tether is actually not the number one trading pair. It is Ethereum to Tether, and it's on Coinbean, which happens to be a Singapore trading exchange. And look at this. It is doing 70% of Coinbean's volume is in Tether. This is absolutely massive. So just kind of to bring it into perspective here, it's 4 times higher than Bitcoin. So people are moving their Ethereum into Tether, not their Bitcoin into Tether. So what does that mean? That means that people are actually holding on to their Bitcoin. They feel it's worth maybe a little bit more, or they think it's going up a little bit more, which is why we're seeing its Bitcoin dominance at 42%. Now, the last article I want to talk to you guys about here is, of course, Tron. Today is Independence Day, they're calling it. So today is Tron's mainnet launch. They successfully have switched over from Ethereum and the ERC20 standard over to their own blockchain. Justin Sun has been very vocal on Twitter, and he's been very, I want to say, somewhat popular in the crypto industry. But he does have a lot of people that are kind of speculating on his technology. A lot of people are saying that his code is kind of just rushed, and it's not necessarily new. They're just throwing it together, which is unfortunate because Tether aims to be the new platform where developers can build their decentralized applications. And we keep hearing in the news all of these different companies that they have a successful launch, and then there's a bug they find, and all hell breaks loose, and people start panicking, selling their coins, and unfortunately, all it's going to take is a matter of time until that happens to Tron. Not saying that it's going to happen, but no Bitcoin, no cryptocurrency is potentially safe. There's always going to be bugs that are discovered, and it really comes down to how fast the developers can patch it. And as you know, with EOS, the developers patched the bug in record time. They basically all got together and they patched that bug in like a matter of hours, because that speaks to their team, their development, and really no one likes negative publicity. If market gets a hold of that, it's anyone's, anything can really happen, and potentially even the EOS coins could go down quite a bit. So with that being said, guys, I just wanted to make this quick shout out video to you guys. The market's not doing too hot right now. Not a lot of people are really sure what's going on. They're not really putting their money into crypto right now because we're seeing, such a low market cap. So yeah, it's kind of just, it's kind of almost sad. But if you look at crypto in the past, 3-4 years, we go through these cycles. We go through the ups. We go through the downs. It's no different than the stock market. Stock market just happens to be in a 7-year cycle, and crypto is just, it's so new, so their cycles are much quicker. So we just have to be patient, and we have to sit through this one. So hopefully you guys are patient like me, and you're a long-term believer, and we'll get through this together. So thanks for watching the video, guys, and we'll talk to you later.